Hello students, the first three terms of an arithmetic progression is log 3, 3 log 3 and 5 log 3. Given that the sum to n terms of the progression can be written as 256 log 81, we need to find the value of n. So to answer this question 7a, so the terms are log 3, comma 3 log 3 and 5 log 3. So this is log 3. Yes. So this is my first term, this is my second term, and this is my third term. So if I'm finding the common difference of this series, so we are doing second term minus the first term. So that means 3 log 3 minus log 3. So that's what we got it as 2 log 3. So that's my common difference, which we write it as t. So now they have said the sum to n terms of the progression is written like this. So that literally means 2 log 3 can also be written as log 9. Now, if I'm finding the sum to n terms, so the formula is n by 2 to 2a plus n minus 1 into the common difference t, where a is the first term. So that means sum of n terms is n by 2 and this twice log 3 plus n minus 1, and the value of d we have got is log 9, and that's equals to 256 log 81. So that means I can write this as n by 2. 2 log 3 can be again written as log 9 plus n minus 1 into log 9, and this part can be written 81 is written as 9 square, so that becomes 512 log 9. So the basic properties of log that we are using over here is, for one of the examples, if I'm writing 2 log 3, so that can be written as log 3 square, and that's for what we are writing it as log 9. Same property we have used over here in most of them. So if I take log 9 common from both the sides and gets cancelled, so we are left out with n by 2 plus n minus 1, and that's equals to 512. So that means if I'm solving for the value of n, so this becomes 3n by 2 minus 1, and that's equals to 512. So that means 3n by 2 is equals to 513. So the value of n that we got is equals to 32. So that means that's the answer or the number of terms for this question. Now, moving on to the mark scheme for this question. So you get 1 mark for calculating the common difference correctly. You get another mark for writing down this equation till here. So that's another 1 mark. You get another 1 mark for calculating the values properly. That means the final n square is this. So you get 1 mark for writing this correctly, this equation. 1 mark for this. And another 1 mark for getting the correct answer as 32. So you have a mark for here and a mark in between for this calculation. So that's how you get a total 5 mark for this question. Now, moving on to the 7th part B of the question, it says that the first 3 terms of a geometric progression is ln 256, ln 16, and ln 4. We have to find sum to infinity of this progression, giving our answer in the form of p ln 2. So that means we need to convert all of these into one common base. So that means if I'm writing an answer over here, so ln 256, so if I'm doing 7b, so ln of 256, so that can be written as 4 ln 4, because that can be written as ln 4 to the power 4, and whatever is in the power that comes right in front, so that's written as 4 ln 4. Similarly, if I'm writing ln 16, so that can be written as twice ln 4, and ln 4 can be written as ln 4 itself. So now, if I'm finding the common ratio r, so the value of r is given as second term over the first term. So that means I can write it as twice ln 4 divided by 4 ln 4. So ln 4 gets cancelled. So the value that we got is 0.5. That's the value of our common ratio. Now sum to infinity formula, if I'm writing sum to infinity formula for a GP series, so that should be equal to a by 1 minus r for the value of r less than 1. Since here the value of r is 0.5, so we'll be using this formula. So 4 ln 4 can also be written as 8 ln 2 divided by 1 minus half. That's the value of r. So that can be written as 16 ln 2. The value of p that we got is equals to 16. And that's the final answer to this question. Now, if I go by the marking scheme, so writing this correctly, you get 1 marks. Calculating the value of r correctly, you get another mark for it. Putting it into the formula and getting the correct calculation, this form, you get 1 mark, and 1 mark for getting the final answer correct. That's how the marking scheme for this works. Thank you, students.